This is Ian Crocker with Gary O'Reilly watching Mark Hughes' return to Ewood Park. It's Blackburn Rovers against Manchester City in the Barclays Premier League. Mark Hughes, such a tough act to follow here. His replacement Paul Ince has already left, sacked earlier this month and replaced by Sam Allardyce. West Brom's win over Spurs, though, has left Blackburn bottom of the Premier League. They'll be encouraged by the fact that they have an excellent record against Manchester City. They're unbeaten in their last 10 meetings with them. It's over 5 years since City got the better of Rovers. An expectant crowd at Ewood Park. Stoke 3-0 here in Biggs game here, managed to draw, and so there is renewed hope. And after a miserable recent run, Manchester City thrashed Hull and put on an exhibition of football in the process on Friday. They will be looking to build on that. Blackburn made just one change on the side that drew at Sunderland. David Dunn limped off with a hamstring tweak in that game, so 38-year-old Tugai comes in to replace him. Roque Santa Cruz, who's been linked with a move to Manchester City, again misses out with a calf injury. He scored twice, in fact, against City last season. Jason Roberts keeps his place then, and he'll be eager to make amends for missing a late great chance at the Stadium of Light. Benni McCarthy has scored 4 goals in his last 4 games, and his goal decided this fixture last season. Morten Gams Pedersen, meanwhile, has scored more goals against Manchester City than any other Premier League team. Manchester City made one change on the side that thrashed Hull. Nedum Anua, who came on for Micah Richards at half-time in that game, is in from the start, though Richards does make the bench. City hit the high fives in scoring 5 on Friday. The football flowed, and as usual, there's no shortage of attacking options. Only Chelsea have scored more goals in the Premier League this season. Ecuadorian Felipe Casido and Brazilian Robinho both bagged a brace against Hull, and it was fitting that Stephen Ireland should complete the rout as he set up 3 of the goals. Amid some big money signings with more in the offing, Ireland has been City's best player this season with 9 goals and so much more besides. There's no doubt that Hughes did a terrific job in his spell as Blackburn manager, regularly ensuring top 10 finishes and 3 cup semi-finals as well. But Sam Allardyce is the new man in charge at Ewood Park, having taken over from Paul Ince. And it's a fantastic record that Blackburn have against Manchester City. They're a real bogey team, that's for sure, Garrett.
They are. A bit of pride at stake, I think, from everybody involved today. Both sides find themselves in positions that they would probably term uncomfortable right now, and the points need to come in threes because everything above them is so concertinaed and tight.
Yes, it's a ridiculously tight table, but Blackburn find themselves at the bottom of it after West Brom collected 3 points over Spurs. 2 uncompromising centre-halves. Other captains for City, Ryan Nelson, who cut his eye back. He was a right old shiner from that Sunderland game, but he was past fit to play. It's never going to stop a centre-half by him playing, really, is it?
No. Bit of blood, a few stitches, plenty of Vaseline and grease on that eye, but yeah, you watch, you'll be straight in for the first header. Guaranteed.
Howard Webb is the man in charge, as he was when the teams met at the City of Manchester Stadium last season. A game that finished 2-2, a rare point that City have taken off Blackburn in recent times.
Fair to say both central defenders, defensive partnership to be worked hard. You know, the McCarthy partnership up front for Blackburn, everything that City bring to their attack, that's going to be interesting to see who crumbles first, if at all.
For Howard Webb's whistle, Manchester City jumped out of the bottom 3 with that 5-1 demolition of Hull City a couple of days ago. Blackburn, though, have slipped to the bottom of the table It's over 5 years since Manchester City got the better of Blackburn Rovers, would be hoping that it all continues in that vein. Emerton. Samba has gone for a return. It's McCarthy and Roberts linking up, and Benni McCarthy has scored in first half stoppage time, continuing his recent scoring spree. Manchester City stunned by that. Blackburn have the lead.
Not the greatest cross, we were thinking, from Emerton. But watch this, when it pulls away, McCarthy, you see the strikers pull off, they split. Now the service comes in, bit scruffy, but this is clinical. You've got to think about McCarthy now. As it comes into him, he's got to be strong, hold off the defender and give Joe Hart no chance. He does exactly that, and that's what we saw in his first season in the Premier League, and with more starts come more goals, and yeah, this happened.
Well, he has his strike partner Jason Roberts to thank for a neat little flick which set up Benni McCarthy. He scored the winner in this fixture last season, and now he has 5 goals in his last 5 games this season. We had to wait a while for a goal. It came seconds into added on time from Benni McCarthy. Jason Roberts set him up, and City, toiling on their travels once again, find themselves behind at half-time here. Benni McCarthy amongst the goals lately, and it's he who has made the difference in the opening half here. In the Barclays Premier League at Ewood Park, it's Blackburn Rovers 1, Manchester City 0.
As I said, I like him, got great pace and a good eye for goal.
The ball escaped a card. Oya with a free kick. And Samba, and it's in from Jason Roberts. That's clinched it. 2-0 Blackburn. They are a team rejuvenated since Sam Allardyce arrived. Manchester City's problems away from home, though, continue.
I wouldn't begrudge Jason Roberts his goal. He's worked hard, he's been a constant thorn in the side. Again, he's sensing, he pulls off, gets himself a good position, and he just makes sure he guides this home. Joe Hart can do very little about it, but it's his sense of pulling away from his marker company that makes that goal such a good one.
Well, he missed a sitter late on at Sunderland a couple of days ago, but in football you soon get a chance to make amends. And Jason Roberts has done just that. He's clinched 3 precious points that will lift Blackburn off the bottom of the table. And who needs Roque Santa Cruz, because McCarthy and Roberts have scored today.
And they have.
Company. Robinho. And, oh, they've got one back. It's drilled in by Sturridge, and Manchester City give themselves a little bit of hope late on at Ewood Park.
Well, just about to enter the nervous 90s, Ian. Yep, good finish, by the way. Half a chance, a whole of a goal. Now you see why there's such a fuss over this young man. Well taken.
Terrific finish from 19-year-old Danny Sturridge. Scored a late penalty against Arsenal last month. Now he's got one against Blackburn. Is it too little too late? Depends how much time's going to be added on, really.
What have you got to lose if you're a City player? Go for it.
The last minute of stoppage time. Anxious times for Blackburn. Stephen Ireland. Sturridge, the goal scorer for City, rode that challenge. Oh, and it could be an equaliser for Robinho. What a remarkable end to this game. City looked down and out, but 2 late goals. And Robinho, after missing a sitter in the first half, makes amends with seconds remaining, and against all odds, who'd have thought this? It's 2-2.
Robinho will take the credits, he'll take the bow and the applause, but for me, this goal goes to this man, Sturridge. Patience, belief, confidence, and then vision. This pass, not offside. That's a young man with a goal and an assist. What a fantastic young prospect.
Well, Mark Hughes has got a point after all on his return to Ewood Park. An extraordinary end to this game, and Robinho has the last laugh.
Yeah, they've got Robinho.
Slot in an equaliser, which will leave Blackburn feeling like they've lost. Big Sam's boys 2-0 up in the closing stages, can barely believe that they'd let it slip. But Danny Sturridge came off the bench to claw one back, and then Sturridge set up Robinho for a last gasp equaliser. He certainly played his part, Sturridge, after coming on to considerable effect, and City somehow have sneaked a point out of this, and not even they might quite know how. It has finished at Ewood Park. Blackburn Rovers 2, Manchester City 2.